Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No.
Pico is salsa.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not. Guys, shut up! Dad will explain.
Welcome back to another episode. My name is Jacoby. Thank you for tuning in. And in the intro, you saw my nephew and two sons portraying a typical life in the American household, where one question is always asked: is pico de gallo salsa? I'll tell you a secret. Come here, come close. It doesn't matter. You know, today's episode is inspired by a YouTuber named Fablunch. They make different type of recipes and stuff like this, and the recipe today it's entitled "How to Make Salsa: Easy Homemade Recipe." I'll put the link in the description below. And watching it, I've noticed, I even looked at some of the comments, and some of the comments I was just saying, it was always, well, that's just pico de gallo, it's not salsa. Well, that's true, but did you know that another name for pico de gallo is salsa fresca? Fresh salsa. So we're going to get to it, and I'll put all the links in the description below for her video, and we'll get to it. You will need Roma tomatoes, garlic cloves, lime juice, red onion, jalapeno pepper, cilantro, my friend salt and pepper, and ground cumin. To put it all together, you start by taking your tomatoes. My bowl is small, so I just used 3 of the tomatoes. What you want to do is you want to cut off the top and bottom end of the tomatoes, and then you're going to split the tomato in half. From there, you're going to lay it on this side, and you're going to make some little slices so you can get this tomato into dices. After I dice this side up, I scoop in my bowl and move to the other. Then you can stop it and you can do the rest of the tomatoes.
It'll take like a minute. Everything will take a minute to cut off.
Probably not a minute.
Once
I'm done with that, I will repeat the process with the other tomatoes. So after the tomatoes comes the cilantro. You want to dice this cilantro very thin. It's really just up to preference. I like it thin because I'm not a huge cilantro fan. So you're going to chop it one way, and then I'll turn my knife and chop it the other. Moving on to the garlic, I'll start by slicing the garlic up first, and then I'll go back through with my knife and then chop it even more. You can get already chopped garlic at the grocery store if that's easier for you, if you're not too confident in your knife skills. Now for the red onion, I end up using about 1/4 of this onion in the salsa. It's just because the size of my bowl is not very big. So just like any other onions, you want to cut the ends off and take the wax paper off of it. I use red onion in this because her recipe called for it, and also just how pretty it looks in the final product.
It does. The color looks really nice.
Slice it just like the tomatoes, and then chop, and then I'll run it through again and chop it the other way. You could also make this salsa in a food processor if you really wanted to. I decided to use just my knife to have more of a rustic feeling to it. Here comes the jalapeno. Just like many other salsa, you can adjust the heat by how many peppers you put in and what type of peppers. I mean, of course, you could always substitute with a serrano pepper or any other pepper to your liking.
Jalapeno, right?
Cut it in half, cut it in half again, chop it one way, turn a knife, chop it the other. Her recipe calls for both limes and lemons, and to be completely honest with you, I forgot the lemons at the store, so I used 2 limes instead. Get this fancy little juicer here that I have. You can pick one up at Amazon for not very much. Matter of fact, I'll put a link in the description where you can get that juicer, as long with any other items you see in this video. After I juiced it, I took 2 forks and decided to give it a nice little toss. We'll put in our spices next, starting off with the salt. All of these spices are just to taste. Put a little in, taste it. If it tastes good, stop there. If it doesn't, put a little more in. There goes the pepper. And then finally, the ground cumin. This spice is particularly strong, so you would want to go on the more conservative side and not use as much. You can always add more if you need it. And once again, I'll toss with my forks. It is a really, really pretty salsa. Look at this beautiful pico de gallo, salsa fresca, whatever you want to call it. Now it's time to taste it. Try to get a little bit of everything in it. However you put it, this is fantastic. Fablunch, you did a great job. It's bright, it's vibrant, it's very fresh tasting. The jalapeno's got a nice little bite to it, but it's great. So, with that said, there should be no debate on what salsa is and what salsa isn't. Just enjoy your salsa. Like always, I'll put the link to the description of the video that I was influenced by, and also anything in the description I'll use, like the glass bowl or the cutting board. I'll also put a link in the description to Amazon for that, so you can go and shop around and see when you make your own salsa. This salsa was super simple, super easy, and super fast. Literally, it probably took us like actually 5 minutes to actually make it. So it did fall under my criteria of KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, and thank you guys for watching, and thanks for your support. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you later.